Greetings and salutations, this is Huge Ass. It's time to look at the fifth in Taboo Conspiracy's series of Flat Earth truths, which in fact are Flat Earth lies. This time around, he's looking at space is fake. I feel I've got to play the facepalm warning message here. Headphone warning in 3, 2, 1... Severe facepalm warning is in effect. Oven mitts mandatory from this point forward. You are at risk of pummeling yourself to death with facepalms.
According to NASA, there were no pictures of the Earth from space from 1972 until 2015. 43 years without a photograph of the Earth from space.
No, that is not what NASA said. First point, if there's no photos between 1972 and 2015, that means there was a photo in 1972 or before. Like this one, the very first photo of the Earth from space in 1946. And this one in 1972 by the Apollo 17 astronauts on the way back from the moon. Taboo's lie here is to say no photos from space. There might have been no photos of the whole Earth from a manned mission during that time, because no manned mission ever went past low Earth orbit. And it's a bit hard to take a photo of the whole of something when you're very close to it. I know, being my size, it's very hard to get all of me in the photo. But it doesn't have to be a manned mission for a photo of the Earth to be taken. There's plenty of geostationary satellites out there taking photos all the time. Himawari 8, for example. Himawari takes a photo every 10 minutes, so if they're actually drawings, the artist's hand must be very tired by now.
Quoting Robert Simon, who is NASA's lead visualizer, NASA's website reads, "The last time anyone took a photograph from above low Earth orbit that showed an entire hemisphere, one side of a globe, was in 1972 during Apollo 17.
So he debunks himself. He just admitted it. He didn't say what NASA said. He read out what NASA said and it didn't match what he said. And in worse news for him, NASA admits that they took a picture from above low Earth orbit of the whole hemisphere of a globe in 1972. The photos do exist. So Flurf, stop saying they don't. Even Taboo Conspiracy agrees. They do.
We'll talk about the fake Apollo moon missions later, but 43 years is still shocking to most people. This is the 2002 blue marble that hangs in many classrooms and was even the wallpaper on your iPhone. It certainly looks real, and most people would think it is, but it's admittedly a fake image created by NASA.
It's not fake, you idiot! A composite photo is not fake. Stitching together real photos means you've got to stitch together real photo, not a fake one.
According to NASA, then we wrapped a flat map around a ball. My part was integrating the surface clouds and oceans to match people's expectations of how Earth looks from space. That ball became the famous blue marble. So this phony globe was designed to match people's expectation of how Earth looks from space. Yet it looks as real as anything produced by NASA.
Again, not faked, composite. Different things. And I noticed one thing Taboo Conspiracy's not telling his audience. The whole point of this was to update the original blue marble photograph, that from 1972. Since those early pioneering days, we've had much more sophisticated satellites taking pictures of our planet. And this guy just stitched them all together, so we had a lot more detail, but still had the same effect. I mean, what else would you expect him to make it look like? A pizza? A hippopotamus? The whole aim was to make an Earth that looks like the 1972 blue marble using current data. And they pretty much succeeded. You complaining that this is a composite picture and implying it's faked is a bit like saying the artist who painted this famous picture of Henry VIII wasn't painting Henry VIII, was painting someone else. Painting someone else and passing it off as Henry VIII would be fake. But what NASA have delivered in this new blue marble is effectively a painting based on composite data of our Earth. It's still the real Earth.
In fact, faking space seems to be an admitted NASA standard. According to Wired magazine, in this article titled "How NASA Visualizes Stunning Worlds Without Really Seeing Them, Making Space Seem Real." Images sure don't come straight out of Space Telescope looking press release ready. Each visualization is the result of artists and planetary scientists collaborating to convert blips on a data readout into something that looks like a planet all while remaining scientifically plausible. Making space seem real. Matching people's expectations. Scientifically plausible. I don't care how you whitewash it. This isn't science at all. This is propaganda designed to make you believe in outer space.
Propaganda, huh? Propaganda also ignores key information, like you've just done. The reason why they do this is in the very thing that you read from. You just didn't read far enough. You only read as far as confirming your biases. Let's look at it again. Reading past that red line bit, it's a tricky balancing act that doesn't always go smoothly. But the illustrations are genuinely useful. They don't just get regular people fired up about exoplanets, they help scientists working on the systems articulate their work's importance. And in the incredibly expensive field of space science, you've got to be exciting to get funded. One thing propaganda doesn't do is tell you that it's propaganda. If they're doing this to deceive you, then why are they telling us that they're doing it? And as I've just read, the answer is they're not doing it to deceive you. Just like most things in life, they've got to get your attention so they can get the money to help them do their work. So they produce beautiful pictures. Sure, it's not exactly what an astronomer would see, but what an astronomer would see doesn't appeal to many people. You pretty it up a little bit, and you're more likely to get the public's attention. If the public are interested, they'll vote for it. If they vote for it, the government will fund it. And hence they can continue doing their work, whether it's pretty or not.
After the admitted 2002 blue marble fakery, NASA claims that they took an actual photograph of the Earth from space in July 2015. That's the first alleged photograph in 43 years. Here it is.
Hang on a sec. Isn't the whole point of this video that space is fake, and your main argument is that they don't have a photo of the whole Earth in 43 years? And now you're showing that they do. I do love it when a flurf self-debunks. Saves me the bother.
Of course, this alleged 2015 photo doesn't look much different than the admitted fake globe image of 2002. NASA artists can admittedly create fake images of the Earth that look real, and so why would anyone believe this one is real?
Well, for a start, how about they tell you when they're fake, as we saw earlier, and they haven't told you that this one's fake. Second, this was taken from the Deep Space Climate Observatory, or DISCOVER. People witnessed a launch. You can look it up on YouTube even. And if you have a telescope, you can find where it is out there in space and look at it yourself to prove that it's there. Taboo Conspiracy seems to have this childlike view of the world that because something can be faked, it therefore must be. But that's stupid. Anyone that's made it to adulthood knows that that's not the case. Lots of things are faked in this life. Look at advertising. But they didn't need to put this picture out there. Why risk the entire conspiracy by putting their photos out there for scrutiny and risk being found out? Of course, they certainly haven't been found out by you because you've offered no evidence that it's fake. None whatsoever. But that's pretty typical for you.
If flat maps can be wrapped around a ball to create a fake globe, then why couldn't they even wrap weather radar data onto a globe in real time? That's exactly what they do. But let's take this first supposed photograph in 43 years, rotate it, and zoom in. The word sex is spelled in the clouds.
Right.
What's even more strange is the fact that it closely resembles a Greek 666. You know, the mark of the beast from Revelation. Again, this isn't cherry-picking one of thousands of images.
Well, seeing as there are thousands of pictures of the whole Earth, and you've picked one of them, I'm not sure how else to interpret this.
This is the first supposed photograph of the Earth from space in 43 years, and it just so happens to have either a sex or a Greek 666 spelled in the clouds.
I suppose if you see that in those clouds, you see a bird in this one, a fluffy bunny here, even Godzilla, and of course, a corgi. In the end, they're just clouds, no matter what your feeble brain interprets them as. They're still clouds, just water in the air.
Regardless, NASA's admitted standard of fakery to making space seem real is enough for any sensible person to reasonably doubt anything produced by NASA and its subsidiaries.
Well, based on your arguments in this video, I don't think you know what a sensible person actually is. And as I've just shown, you've offered no evidence, no real evidence, that what you say is true. I mean, sensible people don't believe the Earth is flat. They certainly don't believe it based on nothing. These conspiracy theories are baseless and certainly not supported by anything you've supplied. Stop lying, Taboo Conspiracy. You're misleading people. No wonder you recently got a community strike. Take Randy's example. Get some real evidence. Actual measurements that cannot be disputed because they're objective. And form your opinions based on what those objective measurements tell you, instead of the other way around, which is what you're doing. The only people who will respect you for your views are other deluded fools, who don't have the experience or education to critically think about what you're telling them. I'm hoping I'm helping someone by doing that for them in these videos. The corgi's warming up, so if you like this video, click the like button. It really helps me out, as does leaving a comment. And if you'd like to see more of what I do, click the subscribe button and the bell notification so that you get notified of future videos that I put out. And if you really like what I do, you can become a channel member by clicking the join button below. For $3.99 Australian a month, that means you're a part of the huge ass movement. So there's nothing left to do but cue the corgi.
You're defeated.